Hi, it is Atlantic Holiday, and I am just going to, put this out there and say that I am late to the Monster High Season 4, Generation 4 or 5 things, to the new Monster High. Oh, yeah. So, first I'm going to tell you, what this episode is going to be about. Then I'm going to tell you, my favorite characters, and just explain their downfall, basically. And then I'm going to explain to them about the reboot, about reboots in general. And then this is going to be the conclusion. So, yeah. I just posted my recent episode on the Memphis and Tyra and Tyree and all that. I'm not even going to explain too much into it. That episode was 21 minutes long. I just posted it today. This episode is probably going to be posted tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Monday. Because, you can't just, watch it be the same day. So, the introduction to the new Monster High Generation 3 is... it's kind of confusing, since I never watched the movie about Monster High, like the live action. But my feelings on Monster High is that I love the dolls, I love the characters, and I'm not a hard Monster High fan. Like, there are some things that I could change, like the show in itself isn't perfect. There are some characters that got on my nerves. There's some better characters that I fell in love with. So, I first got introduced to Monster High, I don't even remember. I just watched the webisodes. And hey, that looks interesting. I'm gonna watch that. And I've been watching them, not repetitively, but it was probably my third thing to watch when it wasn't Hatsune Miku. I was in grammar school when I watched this. Now 17, now seeing this new movie. I haven't watched the movie yet. Boy, oh boy. I can't even say how things change. Because putting the phrase how things change is an understatement. And especially for a person who, for example, wears one type of fashion and then fuses a new type of fashion, a person that can't really keep up with his friends, I can definitely not say that things have changed, because that's an understatement. And even things have regressed or things have degressed. My opinions on the whole Monster High and blah blah blah, the whole series thing is this. I really wish they kept the other movie styles. I really wish they make a little show out of the other movie styles. I really like that type of 3D. But I'll show all of my, all the characters and all that later. It's gonna be an Amanda, the ABB thing, video. If you ever watched her channel, she's amazing. So, my introduction to, my experience with Monster High, the characters and the downfall, which is going to be pretty long, so strap in. So probably strap in. And then, my remaining thoughts. And, what this show could be doing better. Or, what this show could... what the show could be doing better. So, like I said before, Monster High was a totally new trend to me. It was when I saw the high action movies, who are those people? And I'm going to explain those people, if you guys have forgotten, which, in a sarcastic tone, I know you guys haven't forgotten. But it looks like all those Monster Highs, a lot has changed. And, I'm going to explain that after a commercial. Yeah. Oh, hey guys. I forgot to introduce myself. I mean, I did. Stupid. I forgot to say more about my experience with Monster High. So I'm gonna keep it a little brief. But if you guys are wondering, yes, I have watched the movies. I have listened to the songs. I have enjoyed. I have enjoyed the songs, the little tidbits, and yeah, I forgot to mention the movies. So, like, one of the movies that I really wanted to watch, but I had to do the craziest things to watch it, was Blue York. And then Into the Slim, which is a free movie that I keep searching on YouTube. And I'm not a fan of pirating movies. I'm not a fan of you cheating a movie. I'm not a fan of you recording a movie, putting it on YouTube. But you know, at the end of the day, it's really the people who throw off the show in the movies. So we wouldn't have to all do this and we wouldn't have to just look for movies and a pirated version shows up. It's not really pirated, it's a frame by frame of the same movie. But we wouldn't have to do that if it was still on the platform. We don't have to pay for it on CD or HD. See, we wouldn't have to do that, Netflix. Thanks for taking out Monster High and adding new grown-up shows. I thought Netflix was supposed to be for everyone. You're making it more grown-up-y. Who is more kid show than you? Who has more kid shows than you? I talked about that in the last episodes on Anchor. You can just scroll down and find them. They're hidden gems that need to be listened to. But back to the movies. And I said I'm going to keep it brief, like under 5 minutes. So it's 2 minutes on my phone right now. Yeah. I've watched the movies. I've enjoyed Blue York Word. I've enjoyed the songs. And like compared to the new Monster High movie, I don't want to say too much. Because then I'm gonna spoil it. You know, I haven't seen it. And I'm gonna spoil all the movies. Because some people might have forgotten about what the old movies were about. So I'm not gonna spoil that. I'm not gonna spoil that. But, yeah, I've watched the movies. So, yeah, enjoy commercial. Like, it's the same commercial every single time. It's annoying. I'm sorry. No sponsorships have been coming up at me lately. So, I'm sorry. So, welcome back after commercial. And this time, I'm going to be explaining the characters and what changes they made at them. I mean, obviously, you guys probably know the major changes. And I'm going to also be talking about how my feelings were before the changes and how my feelings were after the changes. Yeah. So, it's a long video, so strap in. Also, until my phone dies, this will be as long as it could be. It's like 30-something seconds right now, and I'm not even gonna stop. Until my phone dies. Until my phone, is on. I'm gonna give myself 10%, and until I have to go to the bathroom. Yep. Get ready. So first, we're obviously, unlike Claudine, whom I love, he was also a main character. We're gonna talk about the major main character that was throughout a whole websode a major character. I don't know how that changed so quickly. Frankenstein. So, my feelings before they made changes to Frankie made them, I'm gonna call the new one them, and the old one her, because that was her gender. Before they changed her into a them, I really thought she was a little bland, a little tasteless, a little bland for a main character. She's Frankenstein's daughter, for heaven's sakes. Well, like in that movie in Freaky Fusion where she almost died, that did break my heart a lot. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to spoiler. I mean, spoiler mild, but, like, I, I don't have much feelings on her. Well, after they turned her to a them, I, I felt like I love the representation. I love that you put a binary monster in there, but was it really necessary? Like, like, what was the intent? I just want to know the intention. I'm not mad about it. Like, some people are. Honestly, we can go on and on about how mad they are about this, but like, it doesn't need to be non-binary. They, they, they don't. And I'm all for the LGBTQ community, but like, you can at least tell us why you're making them non-binary and why you haven't made non-binary before. So I'm really sorry if that came off as like non-binary phobic or like LGBTQ harm, but it wasn't. Okay, hold on. Let me just. You might. 1 second. I go to the bathroom. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about walking. So yeah. Isn't it? Yeah. But, whatever. It's whatever. I couldn't care. Just give me a reason why you changed the character. And, I'll be fine with non-binary Frankie. I was already fine with non-binary Frankie. I was already. Actually. Sorry, I'm in the bathroom right now. I really should cut that part out. But, I'm probably not gonna. But, like, a non-binary character is swell. I love that. That's not even my major concerns with the show. Not even one of my major concerns. Yeah, good job. Good job. I like non-binary Frankie. Their voice is a little bit funny to me. Like the way they talk is a little bit funny, but the fact that they have a non-binary actor, they're playing a now non-binary character, sounds fun. I like that. I like that idea. That's really smart of you guys. Okay. Alright, now let's go on to the next character, Claudine Wolf, who's actually the main character of her own series, a major main character. You know what? No. Let's skip Claudine because I'm gonna do the characters that I don't have major beef with the new changes, and then go on to the people who have a lot of beef with the new changes. So the next one that I have not really much of beef is Draculaura. Where it's kind of weird how they added a witch part to her, and I didn't really catch that to a greater aspect. How is she half a witch? Listen, and it's probably like, oh, Leah, you uncultured swine. You never watched the movie. She's a witch because blah 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 blah. Because he likes doing witch stuff. But really, I don't think the detail of her being a witch wasn't so necessary. And the fact that I miss hearing her sweet, sweet voice before to a literal weird, trendy trend star, a little sweet cupcake to a trend star, that doesn't sit right with me. That doesn't sit right with me. And Dracula's old voice actor, it would make people a little bit insane just doing a little bitty voice all day and a little accent. Accents in general are hard to trigger in animated characters. And which is why it's for like later on, really got me excited for no other reason. Probably because I like British accents and British actors and blah 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 blah. It's not her time right now. It will be her time soon. Back to Dracula. You could make it a little less mean and a little less to and a little less, and then a little Dracula accent like other vampires do. But don't give her a summer accent like you guys did to Valentine. And and how 13 was his, but Sweet 16,000. Why Eagles Ball in Love? Yeah, don't do that. I love Valentine though. I wish there was a character like Valentine. We do have Heath Burns, but he's not Valentine. And back to Dracula once again. Don't this again. Give us a little more details before you change the character. Give the fans a little heads up before you automatically change her whole character. But yeah, I do like her in the movies, the old movies. Why Goes Mom Love was my favorite part of seeing her, and also Let's Charismatic Action. Also, I'm gonna explain that more in the problem section of my episode, but what happened to all the other characters? The other characters that were in the movies, the other characters that were in the show? I don't understand. I do not comprehend. Where? I'll be right back. Hold on. Like, where did they go? Brain. I'm sorry, but what? Taking you away from that because that sounds annoying. But yeah, don't change your whole character until you even get a good reason for it. Same for Frankie. Don't change the character. Can't see in the dark. Until you got a great reason for it. Anyways, let me move on to the next character. I was gonna choose between Laguna and Cleo, but surprisingly, the third most character that didn't really bother me was, I was gonna randomly pick. I'll Claudine because I'm saving her for last. Let's start with Laguna. One, the scene where she showed her teeth terrified me. One, I'm a little outraged. You're gonna hear me yell at me. One, you changed the pigment of her skin. Two, you gave her sharp fang-like teeth. I know she's a fish, but fishes aren't pink. When was the last time you saw a fish pink? Her mouth opens wide. I think they got the talent from Ashenico. I'm not even gonna drag Ashenico into this because even she wouldn't think of a character like that. She's a great singer, by the way. Really check out the music. But I'm outraged. With this. For what reason? Now, Dracula and Frankie, those were just little changes. Laguna, major changes. That was major changes that were needed for no reason. Same for Claudine. All these major changes, and for what? She even got rid of her accent. I love her old accent. They even made her got rid of her accent. I love her accent. I love an Australian accent and I love a British accent. Despite some belief, the main reason why I fell in love with Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Hiddleston. I'm gonna talk about that in another video. Another episode. I keep calling this a video. But why would you change her skin color and make her have shark teeth? And the doll video will forever be in my nightmares. And there's another. It's not annoying, but it's weird. They have these they have characters. They have these character music videos that comes out, I think, every month or like a week, like in a week, randomly. And I saw Laguna, and that face, the thumbnail is currently is now I think about it, it's gonna give me nightmares. That's a creepy doll face. Even when she made cameos in like Claudine's video or Cleo's video, it creeped me out. Because no doll, no person, no monster is supposed to look like that. Bring me back Old Laguna. I'm surprised that made me outreach to the one that's coming next. Ghoulia. What? I wasn't annoyed with her voice, with her not having a big voice, with her being nonverbal, and her moaning and groaning and like, that's what zombies are supposed to do. You made her more, Mattel, or whoever was in charge, made her more like, how do I put this? More like a human with pale skin and blue hair. I don't even think they kept her nerdy style anymore. No. She can speak now. She can talk now. Oh my god. No. Too much changes to the original character. Too much changes. At least she can like write English. Can you just make her write English instead of speaking it? Because we were not used to her speaking English. Alright, okay. I don't really have much words on Ghoulia as far as that she's a girl boss that I'm growing a crush on. A lesbian crush on. A girl boss. She was like the last reason I knew I was probably bisexual. Because you know who I also fell in love with that they changed a little bit too much? He's Burns. He's too yellow. He looks like a gold nugget. I know his skin is yellow in the movies, I know that. Like, he's really yellow. And his whole outfit change. For what? And then new information that could have been added to his profile long ago. That he's the son of Hades. Where was that information when last time the creators said that he was a fire elemental on his card? Now they're saying he's the son of Hades? Which one is it? Which one seems more interesting, in my opinion? Even though I love Hades as a person, I think an elemental, monsters are more creative than, because having a god, because, gods are really monsters. Hercules, Hades will look like a monster, but he's still a god. That would put him in the royal spot. That would put him in Ever After High. Elemental seems a far more obscure way of saying he's a monster. But, I'm no creator maker. I don't know how to make OCs. In movies, like old movies, he had a relationship with Abby. Where did that go? Did you guys work on that? I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't see, and going back to Laura, I didn't see her relationship with Claude. In fact, in the series, I didn't even think they met. They didn't even meet. Wow. Too many major changes. Back to Keith Burns. May I touch upon the fact that he's a little bit more uglier now than he's in the movie, than he is in the old movies? He's ugly. Maybe because of I looked at the same Heath Burns over and over again, years and years and years, from the web series to the movies. He seemed more weirder, especially with the voice change being an actor from Spider-Man. I love her acting skills, but honey, stick to being on Spider-Man. No hate, but stick to some things you know. But moving forward from that, Abby Abominable. Again, not a lot. I don't have a lot of things to say about her, other than I probably want a music video right now for her. I'm glad she wasn't forgotten. But her snarky flair, it's gone now. Her accent is gone now. Again, what's with the accent snatching? You snatch accents from 3 coolest monsters in the world. Why? That's annoying to me. That's annoying. That makes me sick. I don't like that, sir. Well, I'm not gonna linger on that. She was a total girl boss. Mamma mia. Next, we're going to have to go to Miss Cleo. Obviously. Perfection. Not really perfection, because she more looks like a human with like draped clothes on in the movie. But I mean, she's still royalty. I mean, in the movie she was flawless. I'm glad they still kept her flair from the old movies and the old web shows, but they kept her flair to a minimum. She's still smart, snarky, and sarcastic. Her music video is really fun to watch. I love the music. Her music video is the best out of all of them. Other than Frankie's, which I forgot to talk about. But, I mean, yeah. Not much to say about her either is that I have her doll. I meant to post her doll on what's it called? On Reddit. In the Monster High subreddit. But I forgot, so I'm just gonna keep her in until I decide to make her internet famous. Yeah, you know. And then next. Halloween. What is going on? First of all, she has 2 nimwits of assistants. Like 2 nimwits of sidekicks. They totally, number 2.2, they totally changed up her character from being Claudia's sister to someone she doesn't even know. There better be a dramatic someone saying, oh my god. I think there is an open subline. Because maybe Claudine and Aline didn't know they were sisters until later on in the series. If so, long forgotten sisters, I like the idea. Please listen to the idea, but I do not understand. Like, wow, Claude, your brother, but Hallie's not your little sister anymore? I'm very confused. I'm borderline confused. I'm sorry, but what? I don't understand. I'm too tired to think upon that level. I'm not even going to talk about Claude. Let's skip Claude for now. No. Let's never talk about Claude and the way they did him. Let's move on to Claudine. Actually, no. We still have 2 more characters to discuss before we get to the one and only, the worst mistake of all time. The worst mistake. not Deuce and Torline are the worst mistakes. So in the ACR, like always, I'm gonna start with Deuce. You made him green. You made him green, like Snake. Kind of appreciate it, but you do realize not all snakes are green. And you gave him fangs. And his outfit's trash. And the plotline of him loving Claudine is trash. And the plot of him breaking up with Cleo is trash. Trash, trash, trash. That's it. The old Deuce, at least keep the scale tattoos. You made him wear a hat and glasses. He looks like a teenager who drinks coffee for a living. He doesn't even look like Deuce anymore. And when it does, like, pass the law, or, like, being denied the laws of physics, like, you have glasses on. They can still see your eyes, and you can still, like, I guess because, like, the glass is making, like, the special kind of glass in his glasses, it's kind of, freezing, making them, it's probably, what's together, preventing him to look at them and turning them into stone or some kind of like that. But then that raises a question, you're making him more geeky than the original? I mean, it's supposed to be popular girl and popular guy. Popular ghoul and popular monster. But then you have popular girl mildly, and then ex popular girl's boyfriend that looks like a junkie. I mean, if you want to, I don't recommend it. If you want to hook Claudine with someone, with him, if you want to hook up with him, but I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. You can I don't know, make him a little more cooler, so she can be a little attractive, than making him turn just like her. It's like copying and pasting two characters, and then changing one of them entirely different, but they have the same personality. I gotta get my words together the next time. But yeah, I got 6 minutes. That means I'm gonna be stripped to a lie. I love her accent. We need to have her curly hair and more dolls. We also need to have her music video. I also want to hear her side. I don't think they changed Coraline too much, but I'm getting my nose. Like the only thing that I think has changed is new information that she's probably like in a kingdom or something. I don't know. I wasn't listening to the episode that much. And her accent, that she could be British. So, but the old Torlight and new Torlight isn't that different. Now we're getting on to the root of my issue with the new movie. Claudine, you ruined her character. You changed her up. You changed her up from being a bad queen, from being a bad ASS queen, to a new girl. And she says in the video that she's feisty and all that. I don't really believe it. But what I am a little happy for that we got her backstory a little bit. But you could just keep her a badass bitch. You just could have, keeps her like badass bitch. No new girl. You know what should have been a new girl? Frankie, once again. But again, that's refreshing a whole new story. And it's kind of annoying when you refresh a whole new story when there's already been a movie that's done that already and better. This should make a whole a whole new monster, a whole, like, a gargoyle, maybe. And maybe she can meet the new improved ghouls. You know, instead of just reusing a same character that's been in that school for years, changing them up, putting them as a new girl, that really made me upset. And the fact that she rarely knows her sister Claudine, and I think she doesn't know Claude either. I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. Well, yeah, I told you it was going to be long. But, like, those are the characters that I explained. And, you know, next I'm going to be explaining what they did wrong, which is going to be another long segment. And, you know, like, I'm not going to even say what they got right, because I totally forgot about that. And in my opinion, I don't think they didn't do a lot right than they did a lot wrong. They're like 50% wrong and 20% right in percentage. The other 30%, it's just somewhere in the woods, howling to the moon. Yeah, okay. I'll see you in the next segment. Sorry for the I accidentally clicked off. Sorry for the long bathroom breaks, by the way. I'll see you after commercial. Alright, I'm back after commercial. And I've been thinking. I'm gonna explain what I really I changed my mind. I'm probably gonna do what I really appreciate, but you know, also keeping the bad things in it. Like the first half of the segment is gonna be what good is it with the new series, and then what's the bad thing about the series. So there's like 3 good things I could say, but then there's a lot of bad things I can't even count. So I'm gonna get started to talk about the good things. 1, the dolls. The dolls are really cute. They're really nice. I miss the old dolls, which is a little bit more edgy and a little pop, which has been a problem for many of the reboots, actually. Honestly, in my opinion. But yeah, so the dolls are cool. 2, I really like the detail that they made Starlight a little bit British, because I don't know if you know this about me, but I like a good British actor, really sexy British. I'm in tangent. I was watching the Mindy Project, and I immediately got hooked to Dr. Reed. Once I watched season 1 about that, once I watch season 1 about the Mindy Project, I will be making an Anchor episode about it. Once I write all the things down I have notes about it. But Dr. Reed has been my second most favorite character, besides Mindy, in the whole series. He's so sexy. And that's what I like about accents. They make you seem a little bit more hotter, a little more cuter, sexy. Very attractive. Very attractive. But, you know, that's besides the point. I like that they gave Torla an accent. I also like the music videos. Go search up Clear the Nile and, like, watch the music videos. I highly recommend it. Like, the only video that I'm scared to watch alone is Laguna Freaking Blue. I do not like that. I do not like the video. I also could not stand to watch Dracula because I was highly not used to her being a witch, being also a witch, then a vampire, and also the Claudine one. Didn't really. That's how I got hooked on her. That's how I got hooked on the music videos. But yeah, I highly recommend Mattel to make a Deuce video. Highly recommend for Twilight to get her video. he's get his video explaining a little bit more about his background. Abby, Gulia, I'm not really excited for Gulia's. But, like, make the other characters get, their spotlight in the music career. Now for the bad things. Speaking of most characters, there are some characters who I would love to be in the movie and in the new series. But obviously, the fans don't get what they want. They don't care about us that much. They care about the money they come in, but they don't care about if the fans are happy, if the fans are happy or proud of us. They don't care about us. They don't. They really don't. And even if they do, they don't care about us that much. Starting with the fact, there are some characters that I would love to be in there. I repeat myself. There are some characters that I would love to have on that show. To make the show a little bit more better, but also keeping in mind that their character needs to be in place. For example, was the gargoyle? Was Caddy Noor? Was Jackson Jekyll Frankie's first love interest? Where is that? Holt Hyde? Manny Minotaur? I think he's in the series. He probably is in the series. I have to look. But where's he at? Where's Iris? Where's Scara? Where's Hoodoo Voodoo? Do I look like a joke to you? Where are they? Where are they? Why'd you take them out? Right now, the only variation of monsters I see in these episodes are werewolf, werecat, Dracula, Gorgon, more werewolves. I know the story centers around Claudine, which is a good thing, but just give her back her character. But that's the only variations of monsters I've seen. I haven't seen no werewolf. I've seen a little bit too much of skeleton. I did see a werewolf. I haven't seen too much of Holton of a Jekyll and Hyde monster. Didn't see much of like a gargoyle, or like a mind reading, a banshee. I saw a ghost. I think I saw Spectra. But I haven't seen much of the characters that I love. Jackson's gone. Alvaretta's gone. Caddy's gone. You added a total lot. You might as well. And where's Meowdy and Melody? I think that's their names. Where are her sidekicks? Where did the rest of them go? It's like you erased a whole entire other side character cast, and you put in these bits of characters that aren't even that good. To sum it up, they're not even that good. Where are they? Honestly. Where on earth are they? Are they in like another side of the world? I forgot what they call the monster version of Los Angeles. Or, are they in New York? Hopefully they're living their best life in New York, because I'm certainly not living in New Jersey. New Jersey with all sorts that's going on in the world. I don't need this. I only need to see one of my favorite characters being thrown off the show. Where's Twyla? I think she's in the show. She was in a music video of her own. Where's Operetta? Where's Casanova? Where's the alien chick on New York? Where's she at? The single little song, Astronova. Where is she? Where is she? Where? I'm done talking about this. But if I can make a whole episode of who I was want in this new series. Because the demon guy that had horns, that's not Dexter. Wrong character, wrong show. That's not Jackson. No, he's a teacher. Jackson's a student. Moving on, because this is making me practically angry. I guess the next thing I have here is the major changes. What's with the major changes? What's with Helen after introduce herself to her own blood sister? Why did you guys change that? The pain that I'm going through. The pain that I'm going through. Nothing could ever compare to the pain I'm going through. But do they care? No. Like they don't care about quality of the show. They care about the quantity of the show. I'm like, okay. I don't like it. I don't like these new changes. They're annoying. They're weird. They're scary. Look at Laguna. Stare at Laguna for a minute and don't tell me you fear that she's gonna pop out of the screen and eat your darn face off. Tell me you aren't scared of that. I swear, if I put him on my Roku TV and she jumps out and tries to eat me, I'd be having nightmares. I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight. I'm gonna not sleep. Because I'm scared of that, whatever that thing is on my screen. Anyways. Ugh. And Claudine changing up her whole attitude, making her a nerd girl, making her wear that ugly outfit, making her half, and that's what I forgot to mention in the last segment, making her half wolf, half human, and even though it's a beautiful necklace, it doesn't need to be on her neck. She just have it for decoration, not to change her powers. I think Halloween starts to suspect that too. I really hope they would build off, make her a fully werewolf instead of a half human, because that's what Monsters not all about. No. I was really hoping for either the new characters or the ones that was in the old movies and the web shows. Instead of these, I don't know who that person is. In the mirror, on TV when I'm watching Cloning, I don't know who that is. That blood-sucking monster that they call Laguna, I don't know who she is. Frankie, I don't know who they are. Like Laura, who are they? Who is she? They don't look familiar to me because I'm still used to the old styles. Anyways, I really, really, really hate the relationships. First of all, I forgot to mention. They forgot Valentine. I know they forgot him in one movie. But, can you at least make cameos and at least speak in other movies? Especially in the new web series. I would like to see Valentine in the new show. Just get rid of his accent. Maybe give him a little British accent. Do that. But just, oh my god. Annoying. Annoying how these changes make my life so difficult. I don't appreciate you having all the characters that were fine before get changed. And now, unless I have anything more to say about this, in the next segment will be my conclusions. And, yeah. It'll just be the conclusion. Actually, no, the next segment is going to be about reboots. And what's going wrong with them. It's going to be a short segment. So, I just probably put my outro there. But I need to get a little rest. So, I'll see you after the commercial break. Alright guys, I'm back. And, I got that off my chest very much. And I feel a little calm. But there is one big problem with reboots. They change everything. Sometimes they change everything. From the Monster High movies, to even the My Little Pony movie. They change everything without giving us background about it. They change the characters. They change the whole format of what it's supposed to be. Remind me what Monster High's old thing said. Be brave, do blah blah blah, be a monster. And like the news saying it is, because the place for those two are pretty different. Those are really different. And one is way more off from the plot and the point of Monster High. This is a big changes without us even being reminded. And like not even background in the new movies. That's kind of upsetting. You at least remind me where I left off. At least remind me the little updates that happen. And even then, it's just confusing. I'm stuck, man. So it got me stuck. I really do not like that they take away all the characters that I really like from Monster High and just throw them away. I don't see Voodoo Doll. I don't see Mr. Hot, Sexy Hole. I'm gonna get off of that because it's gonna make me a little bit wet. That sounds explicit. But it took all of the good characters away, and now it's a boring show. It's a boring kid. And I know they're tending to kids. I know the audience is with kids, but 2000 kids are disappointed. That's coming from a 2000 kid. I'm half 2000 and I'm half Gen Z. Alright? I may enjoy little cute designs and the outfits may be great, quote unquote great, but I understand. The plot, they changed it. Everything they changed. Everything. I'm annoyed. I'm upset. And at least give me Valentine. At least can I have my Valentine, please? Can you just please bring my bad southern accent boy here? Please. Please give me some affirmation that he's not killed off the show for no reason. My goodness. So, I guess that's it. I will post this video tomorrow. Actually, I will post this video tomorrow. At an earlier time, like 12 p.m., 12-ish or 1-ish. Yeah. Check out my YouTube channel, because I also posted a Monster High video with where I was very excited. I gotta add a tangent. Old me, before knowing the Monster High movie, and like blasting all about on YouTube, to the new me, they are totally different people now. They probably don't even know each other. Because they're totally different. Because now my eyes have been opened. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.